The Tascam DR-05X. I want Pawpaw. Oh, I can feel the air breeze already. Good morning, folks. This is Cornholio. And again, I am trying out a new microphone system. This is the Tascam DR-05X. And a tried and trusty true lavalier mic that I've had for Lord knows how long. So we're going to see how this works. We ain't gonna see how that works. A little bit too slow to one-hand it with my water bottle. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Hey. We are going. Oh, get all that daggone traffic. I'm trying to see how the mic works with the visor up. And I'll take it down here in just a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna put it down. All right, down and locked. We'll see how the visor works with this. Get to go on dirt road. Yeah, I'm gonna go down here. Whoa! We'll take the old road back again. So that's what loud pipes are for right there. Okay. Nothing back there. I got that locked. That's gonna work. I have officially been up for 24 hours now. And we're gonna see how it sounds with it open to the first notch. Mike. Alright, this is, let's see here, where are we at? Let's go and snap. I got water spilling everywhere. Alright. I'm driving in some, at least they're redoing the roads, thank God. Some of these were horrific. I just left work, New Hampshire. Here in Nashua, New Hampshire. And I tried out the Sony lavalier mic last night. Oh God, it stinks. It was the EC something M305927811 something or other. Today I have just my little regular lavalier mic. Oh, look at the kids. Hi, kids. Hi, cuties. I'm gonna get over the other lane too. I'm having to pay attention to my driving here, guys. So, but anyway, I tried out the Sony yesterday coming in. I had the GoPro angled down, and it didn't get too much of the. Not a very good camera angle, so. What's up, boss? like I said, didn't get a very good camera angle, so I don't know if I'll be showing much of that footage. Might put a little bit of the audio tape in there to test the differences between the two cameras. And I'm talking to myself here at a red light. Everybody's looking at me like I'm an idiot, but I don't care. This Tascam DR-05X is the newer one. The DR-05, a lot of vloggers use that. It's a great mic recording system. Portable, mobile, but it gives really, really great sound. And these little lav mics, you can power them. I think that's the only way you can get them to work in here. And it really picks up the signal. It gives a great sound. I may have this up a tad bit loud. You want to keep it around 11 decibels, and I think mine's pushing a little over 12, but hey, that's what we test them for, right? So I will test this and probably stop halfway along the home, and I'll crank it down a little bit and see the differences. I'm trying to get my settings set for this helmet and the different mics. I have the Sony one and this lav mic here, like I've tried to say 3 or 4 different times here, and it's tried and true. I've had this lav mic for 10 years, maybe 8 years, I don't know, something like that. Tried it on a bunch of different things and different helmet setups. Used it with the GoPro, and it didn't sound very good on the GoPro compared to the Sena the 10C Pro. But that was a side-by-side comparison, and I didn't do any modifications to it in post. I just showed it what it would sound like. The mic works great. It just needed a little power and needed to be plugged into something a little different. So we're trying it with the visor all the way up, the visor down on the first notch, and the visor all the way down, which kind of gives a, I don't know, tunnel sound maybe, or drum, not like a bass drum, but like you're stuck in a drum sound. So yeah, I gotta get up here today because that road turns and I don't want to turn, and I think I just run a red light. Ha! Well, Lord have mercy on me. I absolutely love the sound of this bike. What's up, boss? Look at these roads. Look at these houses. I mean, is this not beautiful scenery? You can talk about small towns, big towns, old part of town, but New Hampshire, well, New England to begin with, the whole area, and it sure has its place in history. And you know, some of these houses are well over 100 years old, if not more than that. Whoa, dude! I hope we're not waking up the neighbors. But it's a beautiful day. It's July the 3rd. I am off tonight and off tomorrow. Yeah, they don't want to pay me that overtime wages. That's what it was. I told them, I said, yeah, I'm up here. I'm here to work the weekend so you guys can, you know, have time off. That's what travel nurses are supposed to do. We're supposed to fill a slot. It's supposed to, you know, cut the slack on the locals and give them a break. They've been short-handed and working a lot of overtime and a lot of weird hours, and you send a travel nurse in there, and we're supposed to pick up the slack. At least that's the way I look at it. Some other people may not look at it that way. I don't want to get, you know, dumped on and get all the crappy assignments and work all the crappy days, you know, but hey, I'm here to do my fair share. So they haven't let me work a holiday yet. Could quite possibly be because my holiday pay is not time and a half, it's a double time. and that's well over $100 an hour, and they don't want me getting a 12-hour shift at those rates, and I don't blame them. But, you know, I volunteered. And I probably will make a phone call up there tomorrow and say, hey, perchance, did anybody call in sick today? The 4th of July? I'll be glad to come in and work a little overtime. So yeah, they didn't even have me working tonight because at midnight till 7 a.m., at those 7 hours, they're on the holiday pay too. So, other places where I didn't make the higher wage and didn't have the holiday pay like that, I didn't care. But this hospital I'm working at, last year they had 70 travel nurses working at that hospital, and they were billing out over $1 million a month. This year they have 4. I am the only travel nurse working in the ER here, and I love it here. They seem to love me. We all get along, and they extended me. They extended me 3 more months. So that was, to me, I was really proud of that, because they've not extended or kept any other travelers. There was one before me, and they let her go when I got here. I think she was a shift work. I think she was working 8, 11P, something like that. And so I came in, and day 1, I took a full load of patients. They did give me a day of training. Actually, it was 2 days, but it wasn't with patients. It was learning the computer system, which I've used before, Epic. But they took us down and put us in this room with an Epic trainer, and we had 3 scenarios we had to go through, and I knocked them out in about 45 minutes, and they had allotted me 5 hours. So me and the girl sat around and hem-hawed and went over a few other things, and I asked her some questions about some things that I saw that didn't look like other versions that I had worked on, and so we had a great time. She was from Tennessee. I believe she was from Tennessee. And no, or Virginia. Okay, anyway, I'm from Alabama and Mississippi. And we had a great day that morning. After that, I went into the nursing department trainer with another nurse that was working up on the floor. And they have different things they do with the computer than we do in the ER. But there's a lot of things that policies you have to go over, certain training things you have to do. You have to do this, you have to do that. You got to make sure your certifications are all up to date and pull out copies of this. Oh, that's a nice one. The road glide. Pull up copies of this and that and show it to them and all this and that. And then we watched a bunch of videos on policies and, of course, HIPAA violations and training and how not to violate HIPAA, because that bringeth the wrath of Jaco down. Actually, it brings the wrath of the law down. HIPAA's a federal thing. So that was a fun day. The next day we did a bunch of more of that same kind of stuff, and it was just fun 2 days. And I went in and worked a couple hours that day in the excuse me, had to yawn. So I had a good time. And then when I came in for my first shift from 7P to 7A, boom, I got 4 rooms, no help, no nothing, no nada, and we rocked it. But I've been doing this for a while, so coming up on my 4th anniversary of travel nursing, and I love it. I've had some places that were not fun. I mean, I've been places that I will never go to again. I used to name and list those places, and I'm not going to do it on a video because, you know, there's always 2 sides of the story. Maybe they don't want me. I know I don't want to go back there. I believe it was the mutual. I did have one hospital treat me kind of poorly, really poorly. And literally the first day I walked in there, it's like The manager, director of nursing, said to me, you know, we really don't extend nurses here that travel, and we're not going to have use of you after your contract is up. I'm like, good morning to you too, you know. So I did 2 months. I had my recruiter looking for me another job, and 2 weeks before my contract was up, 2 nurses quit. And they were like, Nurse Cornholio. Well, they don't call me Nurse Cornholio, but you know. We really would like it if you would contemplate extending, you know, for at least a month. And I looked her right in the face and I said, oh, I'm sorry. I've already taken another job. I got 2 weeks left and I'm out of here. Good luck. Had she never made that comment to me on my first day working there, I mean, who knows what would have happened. Actually, I try to sign another contract at least a month out before mine's up. You know, I mean, I have gone down the wire to my last week before I got another contract signed. That's no fun. You certainly don't like to do that. But it happens, you know. That's just the nature of the game. Any of you out there, my viewers, ever heard of travel nursing before? Whoa! I'm sure some of you have. The number one thing that gets brought up when you mention a travel nurse is, oh, you guys make a lot of money. Overpaid, whatever. Let's look at it from my perspective. I'm 1,500 miles away from my home. I miss birthdays, graduation, grandkids, anniversaries. I miss all of that. I mean, I try to schedule some time off for big events and whatnot, but I miss all of that. Not only do I miss it in my heart, I mean, I physically am not going to be there, so I'm going to miss these things. And let's look at lodging, okay? Coming up to this assignment, 2 weeks prior to me coming up here, I had secured a room to rent for a decent price, a little on the high side, but you know, they pay me X amount of dollars a month to find a place to live. And then they give me X amount of money a month to eat. And some travel, like maybe $500. You know, they give it to me up front, you know, my first paycheck. That's for me to travel up here and travel back. You know, that's how it goes. I had to leave out on a Saturday morning and drive 1,500 miles in 2 days. I had the motorcycle on a trailer, packed up. Had my Toyota Tacoma packed out. And I was going to spend the rest of that evening with my grandkids and my children, my grown children, and have fun. You know, go to the Chinese restaurant with my grandkids and let them get chicken on a stick. Of course, it's shish kebab, you know, but my grandkids have always called it chicken on a stick since they were old enough to talk, because they love it. And it's kind of a tradition, chicken on a stick. Let's go to the Chinese place and get chicken on a stick. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and mind you, I'm leaving at 5 the next morning, the guy I'm going to rent the room from calls me on the phone and goes, hey, you know, sorry, we got a family emergency. Can't rent to you. Sorry, dude. Hope you find something else. So I'm now in a mad dad. I got to find another place. And I sent out texts, emails, replies to about 60 ads and Airbnb, Craigslist, all your travel.com, TripAdvisor, whatever. This pollen in the air is still tearing my throat up. About 8 o'clock in the afternoon, that night, I should say, one of them calls back. He goes, well, we really like to have a 2-week notice so we can run a background check on you, run a criminal background check on you, not only your credit, but criminal, the whole 9 yards, you know, check your references out, blah, 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 this and that. And I told the guy, I said, I understand that, and I've got all that, and I can email it to you right now. I said, but I'm in a predicament. And I told him what happened. He's an old Navy guy. I'm an old Air Force guy. But I served 4 years on a Navy base with a squadron in Rota, Spain. And got a lot of good old Navy buddies of mine. We still get along. Best friend's dad was Navy. I said, if I could ever pull the military trump card, I got to try it right now. I said, dude, I'm a travel nurse. This is my livelihood, my business. I'm welcome back at every place I have ever stayed. And I guarantee I'll leave your place cleaner than I got it. I said, I'm hurting, and I'm bringing first and last month's rent cash in my pocket. He goes, well, you sound like a pretty straightforward guy, so we'll take a chance. So I drove 1,500 miles and met him in his front yard and moved into the basement. And thank you, Jesus, that was able to happen. Because I would have had to stay in a motel, spending about, thank you. Oh, I forgot to go down there first. How about that? I would have had to stay in a motel at about $110 a night until I could find something. You run into those kind of things every now and then as a travel nurse. No one ever tells you about that. You got to have that money up front. You got to have money saved. You know, what happens when something bad happens back home and you just got to jump on a plane and fly home at a moment's notice. Yeah, you do make good money, but I'm keeping up a house back home, and I got to keep up a house or a room or rent, whatever I got up here. And I'm giving up a lot to be a travel nurse, to come up into areas that are short-staffed and help so that those hospitals can stay open and those patients can get seen, so that a really sick patient doesn't have to wait out in the waiting room for 6 to 8 hours because there's not a nurse to take care of them. Those are the kind of things you run in as a travel nurse, and those are the kind of things that we help out. So I'm proud to be a travel nurse, and I think we deserve every dime we get. I actually think we're actually underpaid for most of the stuff that we do. So anyway, I'll read through the settings on this mic. Thank y'all for listening to my rant and for my testing on my mic. I will change the settings on the final little leg home, but I'm going to get some breakfast. Cheerio. Cornholio out.